Welcome back. In this video, so in our last video, we were creating our attributes and gameplay tags, I should say, and our variables. We had just the strength value implemented, and so I've gone ahead and I've created a set of vitals for my health, stamina, and mana. I created primary attributes for strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, and charisma. Secondary attributes that get derived from the primary, which is our max health, stamina, mana, regen rates, a physical defense number, armor class, however you want to generically call it, speed, willpower, perception, and influence. Again, mostly examples, just so we always have something, but I think those are good base things that can be always adjusted or played with. And then we would have gone through and we called our functions for each tag, each add tag. So we got our variable name, and then our tag name, and then a description of what that might entail. I just went on to Wikipedia, looked at RPG stats or something like that, and got descriptions there and kind of copied them in. Whether it's useful or not, time will tell. So yeah, and then with that, compiling that and going into the editor, if we now go to the project settings and gameplay tags, and I go and manage the tags, and we have them all showing up. I believe they come in alphabetical order no matter what you try to do. And so there are the tags, and so that's working. So in this video, we are going to do some base work for creating an attribute set that we will then be able to attach to the character, or that will apply to the characters in the game. So what I want to do is I want to create a new C++ class, and I'm going to put it here in under our template, under public, in our ability system. Yeah, I'm going to go new C++ class. I'm going to go to all classes, and I'm going to look for attribute set. And I want the attribute set. And next. And it's going to be in the ability system, which is great. And I'm going to call it HFX attribute set. And let it create the code for that. Okay, and now we will close that message and save all. And we're going to exit out of the editor. I'm going to reload everything there. And I'm going to exit out of my other copy of the editor that I had open. Okay, so now we're in the attribute set. And what we're going to do here is, what are we going to do here? No, that's, I'm looking at this one. Okay, so if we mousing over this, what do we see? It defines the set of all gameplay attributes for your game. We're going to subclass this as it's asking to do. We register them with the ability system component. It's often desired to have several sets per project that inherit from one another. uh, make a base health set. Other ones inherited from blah, blah, blah. Lots of fun stuff inside here. If we peek into the definition of it, again, another really good class to go through and read all of the stuff. I honestly have not read all of it. I've read some of it. And one of the things as we scroll down through it, it kind of gives you some, uh, information on how to format your data tables if you want to do stuff that way and different things. But right now, I want to get down to they've created some macro uh, stuff for helping define all of the getters and setters and initializers and stuff like that into this accessors uh, macro. And so what we want to do is I'm going to just grab this and copy that whole comment out. And I'm going to come up here into our file and I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to get rid of these asterisks, so that we have that function available to us. And you can see that how it's going to populate out the file during compilation time for all of this stuff. So that's going to save us a lot of headache. So what we want to do, um, so let's with that, that's good. Now let's well, I'm going to do my normal things here. Public, protected, private. I didn't do a capital P on that time. And I'll do a public again for getters. Whoops. Funny, I just backspace. Anyways, getters and setters. Okay. We're going to want a constructor for this at some point. So I'm going to just put that in here. Yep. And we can do a definition for that. I'm not going to put anything in here yet. What I want to do is create. I'm going to go down to keep it public, I guess, for now. And we'll start with strength. So I'm going to do, so these are going to be primary attributes. And so this first one's going to be, you know, strength increases physical abilities, something like that. And I'll spell strength properly. Okay. So we're going to use that macro that's at the top. So we're going to say attribute accessors. The class name is this, this thing here. And the property name I'm going to give it is going to be strength. I think I did that right order. Oh, yeah. It's going to have a problem with that just yet. We need to create something called an F gameplay attribute data struct called strength. Now it's probably happier to do its thing. This is going to be a U property. It's going to be blueprint read only. And it's going to be, we want these to be replicated. So we want to do replicated using, we're going to use onRep strength. And we can put it in a category in our blueprints. And I'll say primary attribute. Sure. Okay. Now, since we don't have this function yet, so we want to create that. So we want to create a U function, and it wants to be void, and it's going to be onRep strength. And what we want to be able to do is pass the old value to the for the replication so that things can roll back. But we want to set a constant f gameplay attribute data reference, and we're going to pass in old strength, and this will be a constant function. Okay, and so we can, to do the replication, we're going to need to override a function. So I'm just going to make a comment here, register replicated variables with replication system in this function. So that's virtual void get lifetime replicated props, and it needs a T array of type F lifetime property as a reference called out lifetime props, and it's a constant. So let's start by, I'm going to make a definition for that, and we'll go back, and then I'm going to make a definition for this. Okay, and so what we do over here is on, oh, did I miss a override on that? No, I guess not. On this, we need to do super get lifetime replicated props, and we're going to pass it in out lifetime props. I wonder why that wasn't a, anyways. So first of all, let's, we're going to go into our onRep strength. OnRep strength, there's again another macro called gameplay attribute rep notify. The class name is the UHFX attribute set. The property is going to be strength, and we're using old strength. It's like Old Spice, old strength. Okay. And then we need to register that up here in the replicated props. So we need to add that by doing, I'm just going to start with primary attributes. So do rep lifetime, do rep lifetime underscore condition underscore notify. And yeah, and so then it wants stuff, but it doesn't know what the heck this thing is. So that is in, we need to add our include for network replication. So we're going to use net/unreal network.h. And that should wake this up, turn it purple. So it wants the class, so that's our U HFX attribute set. We are doing strength. The condition is none. And it's going to be always. So rep notify always. And I think this is just when it compiles, I think those red marks will disappear. And I think that's all we need to do at this point to build each individual one. So it's kind of our boilerplate. So the boilerplate for each of our properties is this set of functions. So we define the attribute data type. We give it we use this macro for setting all of these functions. Like you see in here, we've got, there's going to be, it's going to give us a function or a property of get current value on our strength value, and it's going to give us other things which are going to be useful for us. And so, yeah, so now we can create this for each of our attributes that we want. So all of these, strength, intelligent, wisdom, blah, 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 all of those attributes we'll create here and then create a replicated function for that, passing in its old value. And and uh, and while the temptation is there to say old value and then have less things to copy paste over, I think it's worth it to keep the value um, just for readability. I think it's worth it. It's not that much to change because you can just use a find replace and as you're going, but it's easy enough. So yeah, so I'm going to pause here. I'm going to build the rest of my setup here, and when we come back, mine will all be done. And if you've been following along, yours will all be done. So thanks for watching, and we'll check in on the next video. One last thing. I'm coming back in here before I'm going to make sure that this thing does build, and so that we don't have any errors. Like I just saw, there's an error. Oh, did it do that again? I don't know why it does this. But whenever the autocomplete gives me this CPF, which we don't want that, we just want this. And yeah, I don't know why it autocompletes with that CPF. I don't know what that means. If someone knows, that would be great to find out. I'll try to build that again. I don't know if I've got all the includes in there properly. No, probably missing some. Undefined type, U ability system component. Oh, okay. So inside that macro, it's looking for a thing. So I think what we need to do is in our .h here, we need to add an include for the ability system component.h. Yeah. And then let's try that again. Oh, I think it just heard my hard drive kick up, so I think it's on its way. So I'll let this build. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, we got, and we succeeded. Okay, so we have our one attribute. At this point, there's really nothing to see in the other editor. So we'll now continue on and populate it with all of our other attributes, and we'll start to do something with those in the next video. Yeah, mostly. See you then. Okay, I thought I would just do one quick example of using the copy paste to create one of these relatively quickly. So I'm going to take, I added a health one here. So I'm going to just, in the .h file, I'm going to highlight the whole section. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to come down, I'm going to paste, and this one is going to be for stamina. So I'm going to, since my comment should be somewhat different, so I'm going to say stamina is the endurance. That's stupid, but endurance is the amount of energy before fatigue of the character. Sure. So then, so what I can do is I can highlight this section, right? Because this was all done for health. Like it's a copy and paste from health. And I'm going to go up to edit, and I'm going to go to find and replace, and I'm going to say quick replace, and I want to find, I'm going to find health, and I'm going to replace with stamina. Oops. I'm going to reselect that, and I want it to be not the current document. I want it to be just on the selection. And you can either go one by one, or we can, you can see that it's highlighting them already. So it's going to be here, 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 and there. And so I'm going to just do all, replace all, blank. And it did 5, so I got all of those ones done. And then I just need to go into this function and do the onRep. I can then take a copy from another, and I can just grab the variable from here, copy, and I can paste it there, and I can paste it there, and I just get rid of the word old. And so that one's done. And then up here, I can copy this line and paste it. And I can paste it again. Ooh, I'm going to Control Z, Control Z. And I'm going to do stamina. And that's it. So it goes pretty quick. And I'll leave you to do that with all the rest. Okay, cheers.